Tonight's flavors are Haagen-Dazs non-dairy mocha chocolate cookie and chocolate salted fudge truffle. Guys, I have a metric shit ton of ice cream in my 2 freezers right now. I have a chest freezer, a regular freezer in my refrigerator, and we're about to leave for Minneapolis on Wednesday, and I'm gonna have a huge backlog when I get back. And these 2 are the oldest pints I have by, they're like 3 weeks old, but I gotta get through these, and these flavors sound very similar in description, so I figure why not knock them both out in the same review, because I know some of you lactose intolerant, some of you vegans, some of you weirdos with made up conditions are waiting on these reviews, so I'm going to get to them. So let's start off with mocha chocolate cookie. For those, let me do a little bit of background. For those of you who have missed the other 2 reviews of these flavors, first of all, if you really want the deets, you need to go back and watch the other 2 reviews. The coconut caramel flavor, I was really impressed by. The peanut butter salted fudge, not so much. So, interested to see how the chocolate flavors do here. Mocha chocolate cookie is, let's see, coffee and rich Belgian chocolate with swirls of cookie crumble and pieces of chocolatey cookies. This base uses water, sugar, corn syrup, Belgian chocolate, cocoa, soy lecithin, whatever that is, coffee, and vanilla. So it's like water and chocolate. Let's go. Pro tip, if you're dead set on buying these, make sure you let them sit out for at least 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how cold your freezer is, to let them temper, because they're very hard, as most dairy-free ice creams are. This coffee chocolate base is not bad. I'm not mad at it. Definitely a strong coffee flavor. I can see you coffee haters not digging it. The swirls are on point here. I like the cookie swirls. We got pieces of cookie. We got cookie crumble. There you guys see a good shot of those chocolate cookies. I'm not getting huge chunks, so it's hard for me to give you an accurate description of whether or not they're chewy or dense or whatever. But I taste them, so that's good. So I'm about a third of the way down the pint. I'm getting pretty bored. I feel like if there was more like a chocolate swirl, like a chocolate sauce swirl, instead of, it's like cookie and cookie, and the cookie chunks aren't huge, and there's not a lot of texture to them outside of the crumbly aspect. Like, I want some contrast. Like, if there was a crumbly cookie swirl with some big, thick, fudgy cookie pieces, it'd hold my interest a little bit more. The base actually is better than I thought it would be. So I'm going to give this one, on the regular ice cream scale, a 6 out of 10, which gets bumped up to an 8 out of 10 on the dairy-free scale. I think I should note that there's definitely a lack of creaminess in this one. I think the water and chocolate base, however the hell you do that, has something to do with it. Pretty much like a really nice version of Arctic Zero. Not necessarily a compliment, more like just an observation. Chocolate salted fudge truffle is Belgian chocolate base. Again, this is the same base as that one, except without the coffee, with swirls of salted fudge and chunks of fudge truffles. Now, just based on that description, we could be running into the same problem of lack of contrast. You got fudge truffles and salted fudge swirl. Depending on the texture of that swirl and the texture of the truffles, this could be good, could be boring. Let's go. So base-wise, I prefer this one. The chocolate coffee one is a little on the bitter side. Now tasting this, I definitely prefer just the Belgian chocolate base. Once again, it's water, sugar, corn syrup, Belgian chocolate. What a time to be alive. And as you can see, the texture of this ice cream, like many dairy-free ice creams, suffers. It's icy. It's not horribly off-putting, but you're definitely not going to be fooled by this. You know it's dairy-free when you dig in. I haven't seen much of that salted fudge swirl yet, but there has been a good amount of those little truffles. They're basically just little hunks of chocolate. They're good, but still searching for that swirl. There are a ton of the fudge truffles, so it's got that going for it, but I really want a taste of this salted chocolate swirl, so I'm just going to keep digging. Yeah, there's no swirl in here, guys. Either I got a bad pint, or I'm just misreading the description, but it's all just fudge truffles, man, which they aren't terrible. So these flavors are nearly identical. Only difference being in this one, instead of chunks of chocolate, you have chocolate cookie, and there's a coffee element. This one's chocolate chunks and chocolate ice cream. With that said, I'm going to rate this one the exact same. 6 on the regular ice cream scale. On the curve, dairy-free curve, it's bumped up to an 8 out of 10. And so they get the same score on the dairy-free scale. And you're probably wondering, Eric, which one do you prefer? I'm rolling with chocolate salted fudge truffle. I think it's better than the coffee. Adds a little bit too much bitterness to this one that maybe I just wasn't in the mood for tonight. If you're a coffee lover, you'll dig it. But me, tonight I wasn't in the mood for it. So all in all, not a terrible first effort for Haagen-Dazs with the dairy-free excursion. Gotta recommend that coconut flavor above all of the 3 other ones. But I don't think chocolate salted fudge truffle is a slouch. And like I said, if you're a coffee lover and happen to need a dairy-free flavor, this one is a solid pick. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.
Let's go!